There's just one day to go until crosstown rivals University of Southern California and the University of California, Los Angeles face off on the football field. And if you heard Monica Evans' report earlier in our news, over in Westwood, they're supporting the Bruins. And at USC, they're supporting the Trojans. Both schools held rowdy pep rallies and bonfires last night. The teams go head-to-head at 12:30 Saturday at the Rose Bowl, and the game will be carried live on Blythe Vernon. And also the game's only going to be the third start. Well, there's a whole lot of stuff here concerning Carson Palmer versus Cade McNown, but it's a big ball game. It's a big ball game, not just athletically, not just in terms of sports, in terms of the history of football, college football, especially in Los Angeles, but it's a cultural event. It almost borders on something out of a National Geographic special. It's native, it's aboriginal, it's primal in its effect, in its presentation. There is something that is tribal, animistic about it. A student from UCLA by the name of Jeff Dowder is on the line with us to talk, and I'm going to take it, Mr. Dowder, that you're not a big... What do you take over UCLA?
Phil, I'm right now. I'm in my third year. I'm taking physics, major is physics. I also have a minor in biochemistry.
And you're at UCLA graduating next year, then?
I'll be graduating next year, right.
Not a big football fan, are you?
I'll tell you what my feelings about the game tomorrow. When I come to UCLA, I'm a native here. I live in Southern California, grew up in Southern California, and I'm not always follow football, which not always been a sport that's particularly been interested in me. But even if I was a football fan, I think you have some things to look through here, and it's good for you to have me on your show tonight. I appreciate it, because there are some certain statements that I want to make relative to the game tomorrow that I think it's important for people to understand. I think, number one, this is not a football game. This is part of an overall sort of effort, I think, on the part of institutional education to get students emotionally jacked up, get people sort of to a fevered emotional pitch, so they forget, I think, the reality of education, which is that sometimes it can be substandard. Also, sometimes you can be paying an awful lot of money, for an education which you may not be getting 100% out of. And I think that there's a lot of frustration right now on the campuses around America, and I think it comes out. It doesn't come out, except on a football field.
There's a lot of frustration in America on campuses everywhere.
I feel it. I sense it. I'm in contact with students all UC Berkeley, also a lot of students in the California state system. I think there's frustration about the job markets and what goes on when they have a major football game is, I call it the propaganda. I call it the Ministry of Propaganda. And
what is that?
Well, it's the Ministry of Propaganda.
Right. What is that?
That's to me, is the combined efforts of the news media and also the sports information departments at all of the major universities. In the case we're talking about today, University of Southern California and UCLA, where they gear up the sports information departments. And what
when you say you call it the Ministry of Propaganda, I take it you're saying they're gearing up to promote a big football game. Why? To
promote a big football game, so to allow the students to artificially vent frustrations that otherwise they would direct at the administrations of these two schools. And I think that's what I'm talking about.
So there is frustration among students because of a lean job market, because of an uncertain future, etc. And you're saying that if they didn't have a football game...
if they not have a football game, that would be coming out in other ways. And I speak for myself, I speak for a few other students who also go to UCLA, that I'm not going to be sucked in by the Ministry of Propaganda and by this sort of superstructure of power politics in this country, which every year we have a major football game, get a student's mind off of things. And
so you're not going to the game?
No, I'm not going to go to I will go to the game tomorrow because I will be out there with some friends of mine protesting what I consider to be the Ministry of Propaganda efforts on a part of this.
Well, let me say this to you, Jeff. I'm a football fan.
Yeah, I gathered that. I mean, I tell most of the media.
But before you start judging me, okay? I'm a football fan who even if I wasn't, I would say the following thing to you. Why can't we have some fun? You know, in other words, what is it about people, pardon me for saying this, but people like you who won't even allow us to have a couple of laughs on a weekend, watch a football game, enjoy ourselves?
Hey, you know, so you can, we're one of the things that I would like to say is that I'm not going to be a pawn. You can if you want to be, okay? All I'm doing is expressing my First Amendment right about this. You know, if you say, well, you're just trying to have fun at a football game, I'm trying to encourage the disinterest in football because what it does is help control dissatisfaction. And you're a member of the media, you know, like the sports information apartments. But well, your whole trip is to try and bottle it up.
Bottle up the dissatisfaction.
Yeah, and you may sound, to me, you sound like you don't take me serious or anything.
Well, that's not that I don't take you seriously, okay? I've heard this before. You have to understand something.
Well, you heard it before where, man? Because
no, I'm a child of what is known. I'm a child of the '60s. In other words, I was in high school in the '60s. I went to college early in the '70s. I heard all of this. On campus constantly, people saying, "Hey, you know, what are you getting into this for?"
Well, if you're saying that people want to not do it no more, I'm saying let's light a fire under somebody's ass. Let's get this thing, let's get this puppy up off the mat, man. For people to just blindly go over to the football game, wave their banners, and speak the words that have been put into their mouths by the Ministry of Propaganda and the superstructure of power politics in this country about football games, man. I think for myself.
In other words, I don't think for myself. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it, man. If you're on the radio talking about how this is a bitchin' game, everybody else go, yeah, whatever, man. All you're doing is playing into them.
And again, I say to you, it is an entertainment. It's an entertainment event, something to get people's minds off of their problems, okay? And nothing more, nothing less. Why can't we have that fun?
Hey, man, you're speaking the words that I'm speaking. Okay?
How so?
Because I'm saying that's exactly what it is. Get your mind off the dissatisfaction that you feel about what is a seriously lacking educational system in the country, as well as at the private university level, and these students who, would be otherwise venting that dissatisfaction. So you can do what you want tomorrow, man. I mean, a lot of people do what they want, okay? I'm saying I'm one student who is not sucked in by the Ministry of Propaganda sending out their signals to, motivate the robots to go into Robot Central. And just,
what is Robot Central?
The Rose Bowl, man. Tomorrow will be Robot Central, okay? The Ministry of Propaganda, getting everybody organized. All the androids are mobilized to park their cars at Brookside Park and stream in an orderly fashion into Robot Central, where they will be plugged into the mother-father computer and spit out UCLA or whatever, they're supposed to spit out. I'm one student who takes his education serious, but I would not be a part of that, and I encourage other students who are like-minded, to follow in that.
So what we have here is a football game tomorrow that you have sort of distilled it down to androids flowing into Robot Central, as you call it.
That's right, the Rose Bowl, man. Robot Central, hook them up to the mother-father computer.
And what is the mother-father computer?
Whatever you'd want it to be, man. The concession stands, parking, programs, the card section, yeah. Whatever you want it to be, man, that's what it's all about. Let's root for the teams, man. The Ministry of Propaganda has deemed it so. That's the edict.
Okay, well, that's why we have you on the program, to hear your opinion. It's an interesting opinion. I got to tell you, it's very extreme. But again, I wanted to hear what you had to say. You said you're going to be out there tomorrow?
We're going to be out there tomorrow, simply saying, encouraging people, hey, man, head on in to the mother-father computer. Head on in.
Is that what you're going to be doing?
Basically, yeah, we're going to be at a couple of the tunnels, and as the people come through, just welcome to the mother-father computer. Plug into the Robot Central, and I think there'll be some people out there who'll get the message. I'm not in favor of the Ministry of Propaganda telling me that I got to get stoked over some football game when I got bigger fish to fry, man.
All right, 1-800-5201-KFI in Orange County. I don't have any idea if there's anybody else listening out there that even remotely agrees with what you're saying, but we can certainly try and find them, okay?
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, it depends on the courage that people have to fight this whole superstructure of the power pig politic, but I encourage people to, to unplug, man, from the tower drive and start thinking on your own.
All right, 1-800-5201-KFI, Orange County. You're listening to The Voice. I'm Phil Hendry. This is Jeff Dowder. He's a student at UCLA. He's a physics major. He's talking about, I guess the game's worthless, huh?
Oh, yeah, if you get your rocks off, like I said, if you get your rocks off, man, being programmed by the Microsoft of sports mentality, go for it.
All right, let's take a phone call. Agura Hills on KFI AM 640. Hello.
I'm an alumnus of UCLA.
Yes, sir.
I'm embarrassed that this guy is going to my alma mater.
I'm going for an education, man. I'm going for an education.
Right. The thought that there is a conspiracy behind a football game that has existed since the two schools have existed, that the conspiracy is to protect the administration now in a job market that's, in your words, tight, is beyond preposterous.
It's lean for a lot of graduate students. Ask them if you don't believe me.
I don't question the job market. I question the idea that the administration 50 years ago was foresighted enough to say, hey, we ought to have a football team that can start a rivalry with this other college so that when times are bad, we have something once a year to distract students from the real problems that they're going to face.
Well, let me ask Mr. Dowder a question. Is the game today bigger? This gentleman's making a good point about 50 years ago. This game's been going on a long time.
50 years ago, man, it was a football game. Today, it's become, you said it very well, I think, at the beginning, what you were saying. You said it's like a native aboriginal, National Geographic, tribal meeting. Everybody is called by the tribal chief, to head on over to the mother-father computer and get plugged in. Used to be a football game when you had student athletes or whatever. Now it's a large display, of the mother-father computer.
So don't go to the game.
Man, I'm not going to go into the game. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to protest the game. I'm going to be standing at the tunnel, man, as people are going in. I'm saying, yeah, man, welcome to the Robot Central, man.
And why? Why bother? If you're that opposed to it, just let it be. Let it go. People are going to enjoy it. Why interfere with that? Why must everything be a cause? This is ludicrous that you think it's a conspiracy.
You hear what you're saying, man. You're saying the words of every totalitarian state that's ever they say, hey, don't rock the boat, man.
I'm not saying don't rock the boat. I'm saying why is a football game that is a pastime,
right,
entertainment, all of a sudden a political issue?
My point was, why can't we have a couple of laughs in this world without somebody coming out of the woodwork every time there's something going on?
Man, I'm not. Hey, Mr. Henry, I'm not. And this man here, I'm not going to keep you from your fun, man. All I'm doing is standing on the sidelines and saying, go plug yourself into the robot. Yeah, and what's upsetting you two guys is you think I'm offending you.
No,
well, it is a little offensive, yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, from my perspective, it's not that it's offensive. It's that you're taking up a cause for something that's absolutely ludicrous.
This
is not a big deal.
Every year,
every year, every year, one day a year.
Not a big deal. Every year, man, I got to hear this. Hey, would you tell Martin Luther King that what he did was ludicrous? Would you tell Martin Luther, what he did was ludicrous? No.
And those are related to a football game. How?
Because
this is a pastime. This is an entertainment. This is a diversion. What is the big deal?
In Nazi Germany, they led people off to
the football.
Okay.
Oh, well,
wait a second.
I'm not going to watch the game tomorrow because now I understand it's Nazism. Aha.
Hey, man, in Nazi Germany, they led the people off to the ovens in the same robotic manner.
Wait a minute. Somebody start comparing Adolf Hitler to a football game?
Hey, you know something, man? You want to ignore history? That's your whole trip. That's not mine. I'm saying...
Don't you realize how idiotic that comparison is? Are you saying that people are going to get butchered up going to a football game? You're talking about the Holocaust is compared to a football game?
Nobody marching.
Opinion like everybody else.
Nobody marching off to the ovens thought they were going to have a good time and relax and watch a sporting event.
I'm just speaking my opinion like everybody else, and it starts like that when the Hitler took people to the ovens. And
come on, man, you're minimizing the experience. You're trivializing the horror that a lot of people went through compared to a freaking football game.
Thank you. Okay, you started by saying you treasure your education and you're there for the education. Learn something and learn to distinguish the difference between something that was heinous and revolting and caused more grief than this entire planet has experienced in its existence up until that point, and you're going to compare that to a sporting event.
I'm saying that's what this game is. This game is on a local level a heinous event in terms of the in terms of the mother-father computer and the.
What makes you think that everybody who goes there is this pre-programmed drone? Why can't people just have fun? Why can't some things just be a diversion?
I believe that this game is heinous because of all of the things that have...
What do you mean anus? The word is heinous.
Hey, I'm sorry, if you don't understand what I'm saying.
All right, look, I got to take a break here. Hold the line here.
Yeah, cut me off, man. Go ahead and...
Oh, come on.
No, I mean, that's what I was making a point. Now you're going to cut me off.
I got to go to You're going to have the whole hour, Mr. Dowder, okay? But I do have to take a commercial break. Thank you, the gentleman in Agoura Hills, for calling. 1-800-5201-KFI in Orange County, 5201-KFI, L.A. County. That's why we had this guy on. He's a student at UCLA. He's a physics major by the name of Jeff Dowder, who believes that tomorrow's game between UCLA and USC is one more big sporting event that is staged in order to allow students who otherwise would vent their dissatisfaction at a failing educational system to vent there in a football stadium. And he compares these people to, and he even made the comparison that this is like the Holocaust. This is what we're talking about here, folks. This is the kind of extreme thinking that we have found ourselves indulging in as we approach the millennium. We've gotten so tight-ass, it's beyond belief. Hi. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio, Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-5201-KFI, Orange County, 5201-KFI, LA County. I was actually just going over, there's some printed material that you're going to be passing out tomorrow, Mr. Dowder? Mr. Dowder?
Yeah.
There's some printed material?
Yeah, we have, basically what we've done is we compare everybody's addiction, their Ministry of Propaganda addiction to this UCLA-USC football game to basic physics. I mean, these people are like correlated electrons in what we call a superconductivity vortex pitting zone. And it's basic physics principles. And we are going to lay out for people how they have surrendered to the robotic modality with a series of pamphlets. And
now you got this. You printed up these pamphlets.
Yeah, we went over to Kinko's last night. So I got a friend of mine went over to Kinko's 2 nights ago and had essentially about 1,000 of them printed up. So I go over to Kinko's on Westwood because I live close by there, and it's going to be the bomb. And the UCLA-USC rivalry is manufactured.
All right, let me. I'm looking at your pamphlet here.
I guess you find it pretty funny, man. Working for the Ministry of Propaganda like you do, man, I'm sure you find it funny.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Mr. Dowder. I'm a mindless robot working for the Ministry of Propaganda.
Well, I mean, you said it.
All right, well, hold on. Santa Ana on KFI AM 640. Hello.
Hi there. That guy's absolutely crazy nuts. Listen,
go ahead, man.
Well, listen, the USC-UCLA rivalry is one that has been going on for a long time.
Yeah,
we have in this city husbands who went to UCLA, wives who went to SC. The kids go both places. Listen, it's fun. That's what it's all about. It's fun. It's a great rivalry.
Yeah,
I've been watching that rivalry for 35 years, and I think it's great. And it's people like you who spend all of your time trying to come up with some damn conspiracy. I think you're absolutely nuts.
I didn't spend all my time, man.
It's typical of a UCLA student.
In a physics class, when I looked at all the athletic supporters, these people who would be better off, rape and murder have been going on for years too, man. What have you got to
if you got into athletics or you went out and supported one of the UCLA's teams, you probably would make your education more rounded, and someday somebody might even hire you.
I don't understand. We mean more well-rounded, man. If I go to the fencing team, is that going to make my education more well-rounded?
Yeah, I'll bet you. What kind of grades do you get? I'll bet they're all D's and C's.
Because I don't watch football. They're D's and C's.
No, it's not because you don't watch football.
Right there is the Ministry of Propaganda talking to you right there. It really is, man. Yeah, I don't watch football, so I must.
I'll bet you're a Kennedy conspirator.
You know what?
Conspirator too.
Spit it out, man. What's that word?
Kennedy conspirator.
And how is my support of the water polo team going to help my grades?
Well, it's not going to help your grades at all, I wouldn't think. It might even be detrimental to your grades. But what it's going to do is help you become a better citizen. Because you'll understand something like conflict.
Propaganda. A better citizen if I go out and spend $15 for parking and like one of the drones.
What's wrong with taking a bike over there? What's wrong with hitchhiking? What's wrong with the bus? What's wrong with getting a ride from somebody? All you're doing is making excuses. You haven't come up with one legitimate argument that listeners to this station can really get their teeth into.
Right.
Why don't you go back and get some argument that somebody can believe?
That's right.
Here's what I'll say to you, man. You can put on the feed bag, and that's good for you, okay? When they come around to strap the feed bag onto the work animals, you go right ahead, man, and slop at the trough, okay? I'm on my way to Burger King. Thank you very much, man.
What is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, you go ahead and laugh, man. If they strap the feed bag on you, I'm going over for the buffet, the lunch.
I'm sorry, I need an interpreter for that. I don't have a clue as to what the guy said.
All I'm saying is you eat up what they feed you.
No. I did this on my own, friend.
No, man.
I started out at the university as an 18-year-old, and I didn't know what football was, but I became a fan of the university and the things that they do.
I make my choices. You get feed intravenously. That's the difference. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, listen, you go on with your protest. I think you'll have a lot of fun.
All right, sir, thank you. And you have your protest tomorrow, huh?
I'm going to have a lot of fun. Yeah, okay, thanks, Dad. I'm going to go out tomorrow, man, and have my protest.
Well, that's what the guy... Nobody can take you seriously, okay?
I'll tell you something right now.
Get some water.
All right. I'll tell you something right now, man. Maybe the adults will laugh at me, but you know who else goes to these games?
Kids.
Yeah, hey, man, you get an A for effort, man. Kids go to the game, and when they check Dowder out, telling them where it's at about the Ministry of Propaganda, there'll be a lot of little kids, man, that'll be hearing the message subliminally or also hearing it straight ahead. They'll know, man. And what do you say about that, Grandpa? When I get a hold of your grandkids, the Holocaust must stop. And in terms of that,
okay, I really think I hope you're kidding about the kids.
No, I'm not kidding, man.
You're gonna try to indoctrinate the kids.
I'm gonna let them know the message. Absolutely, man. So when they get to college, they're not going to continue the blind, mindless, robotic, central pork politics of the mother-father computer.
1-800-5201-KFI.
Laughing, huh?
Yeah, hold on, pal, because you're beginning to irritate me. Yeah, I'm laughing. 1-800-5201-KFI in Orange County, 5201-KFI in L.A. County. Jeff Dowder, a student at UCLA, who is going to be at the game tomorrow, and he'll be reminding you that by going to the UCLA-USC game, you're just another drone going into Robot Central. Jeff Dowder, a student from UCLA, is on the line. He's talking about the ball game tomorrow, USC-UCLA. Complete waste of time. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Dowder. This is an example of the ministry of propaganda, as you put it, forcing athletics down people's throats.
Well, the other thing, too, I think, I've been going to UCLA now 3 years, and the sad part about the game tomorrow is that the Bruins are coming on that football field very much an underdog, number one. They're going to get their asses kicked, number two. And number three is the law of averages.
Well, they're undefeated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The law of averages says that they're heading for a fall. What I'm trying to do is get the UCLA students to realize that the Ministry of Propaganda's got them all stoked up about a football game where the Bruins are going to get their asses handed to them on a silver platter. And goodbye, Bowl Coalition Series, baby. Fiesta Bowl is going to be the thing of the past, and I'm trying to help people get around that.
Well, I don't know that an undefeated team is...
They're going to get their asses handed to them, man. That is physics, baby. That's not more than physics.
All right, let me talk to Studio City on KFI AM 640. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to say that I think that Mr. Dowder, while extreme, I think he raises an interesting point. And the point that I think he's raising is that people go to these football games and they go and they're paying homage to something that they probably don't even know what. I was speaking before. Ever since ancient Rome, people go to the Colosseum to watch lions, kill prisoners. What's that?
Rome?
Yeah, I mean, listen, people pay.
What's up with that?
People pay all kinds of money to go see somebody throw a ball, somebody catch a ball, somebody hit a ball over a wall.
Yeah, people pay a lot of money to go out and get rat-ass drunk, too. I don't know that it's necessarily the most constructive pursuit of one's time, though.
I'm not disagreeing with that. That's exactly my point. Right. I think that you have to question.
See, when you mention Rome, man, you point out how this propaganda ministry has been, has been around through the ages about how this trip's going on.
And I think it's important to take a moment of pause and to question, what am I doing here? If you understand, look, I'm paying money to go watch somebody who's very gifted and, some athletes play a game and play it well.
Whatever,
that's one thing.
Okay, don't go to the game, man, that's all I'm saying. Don't go to the football game.
All right, thanks for your call. Here is San Diego on KFI AM 640. Hello. San Diego, hello. Good. Speak up, please.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm just calling. Your man there said he took his education real seriously.
Absolutely, man. It's not a cheap thing.
I understand that. Do you also take any English classes or speech classes? You sound like you just watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High a few times.
What's that got to do with the Ministry of Propaganda shoveling their propaganda? What's that got to do with it?
Well, you're talking about people going to a football game.
I'm talking
about them being brainwashed.
No, man, I'm talking about robots going to the mother-father computer because the Ministry of Propaganda told them to. And I'm talking about UCLA going out there tomorrow and getting their asses handed to them by USC. This is a football game that should not even be played.
Well, what do you think these people should be doing in their free time?
Taking their education and the view of the world seriously, being with the people, being in the libraries, and doing things like that.
So why wouldn't you be spending your time at the library instead of sitting outside of the stadium?
Because I'm going to let the people know what's going down.
And how exactly are you going to do that?
Mess up their good time. Be standing there telling them that they's robots. Have you seen the faces of people leaving a game? They always pissed off and everything. The UCLA tomorrow should not even play the game because they're going to get their ass kicked so bad.
So what should we do? Should we go to all the physics shows that you hang out with and we should protest them because that's part of the Ministry of Propaganda?
I'm saying learn something, man, that's going to be able to be carried with you of a way that you go through your life.
So we should sit outside of your little physics match and do the exact same thing.
No, man, physics is real.
So there's a lot of physics in football.
Physics is real and is applied in life. Football,
also applied in football.
Football ain't real, man. It ends after 3 quarters, and that's that. That's that.
All right, thanks for your call. 1-800-5. Did you have a song?
I got a song that I want to sing. If you got the music there.
I got it right here. All right, should we do it now, or do you want to?
Yeah, I'll do it now.
All right. This is what you've written this, and you're going to be singing it tomorrow at the Rose Bowl?
Yeah, I'm going to be singing this at the Rose Bowl tomorrow. All the robots going in. Propaganda ministry. Fascists. And they don't even care of the ministry of propaganda. No, the Nazis. Bunch of Nazi bastards. The ministry of propaganda. The ministry of propaganda. Wait a minute. Ministry of propaganda. Lying fascist bastards. They're the lying fascist bastards. Just like bunch of Nazi bastards. You're a robot going into the... You're just a robot. Wait a minute, man. I got this. Bunch of... propaganda. The mother computer. And that's the song. I got some of the words mixed up.
Yeah, it sounded like you didn't even have words.
I lost the lyric sheet, but I'll have it tomorrow.
You lost the lyric sheet.
Yeah, man, I lost the lyric sheet. I'll have it tomorrow, and we'll be laying it out there, okay? But I don't think that was being played at 33, though, was it?
What?
I had to wing it, man, because I lost. Was that being played at 33 1/3?
Yes, it was played at... It's on a card, okay? It's on a tape, so I don't think it was messed up. Hold on. Jeff Dowder, a student at UCLA. Believe it or not, this guy's serious. He thinks that the football game tomorrow is just another one of those, whatever it is, fascist events, you know, whatever these people talk about. I don't know. Talking about the game tomorrow and how at least one student, Jeff Dowder, he's a student at UCLA. He's a physics major. I don't doubt that you're an educated man. You think this game is just another in the long line of propaganda that we've been fed, right? Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to respond to your comment. Not too long ago, Mr. Henry, there was a very dedicated man here in California who was the farm dude. I can't remember his name now. But he put up with a lot of crap, man. And I can't remember his name. I don't know if...
The who?
The dude that was the farm dude. The dude that was the farm dude. He put up with a lot of crap. In a lot of ways, I feel that I'm not putting up with it, too.
I don't know who you're talking about, but you're saying that you feel as if you're put upon.
Yeah, because of what I've talked about.
All right, let me go to Antelope Valley on KFI AM 640. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hello?
Yes, go.
Jeff, why do you even care? I mean, you've got a great school you're going to, and why would you want to ruin everybody's day that really isn't interested in your agenda?
I can answer your question by asking you, why do you care?
I'm an alumni of UCLA, and I only went to one football game and really worked my way through, and I really could care less about the athletic program. A lot of people care. A lot of older people go to the game, and
why don't you say something about it, man, rather than be one of the sheep? I don't want to be one of the sheep. Okay, I don't want to sit there. And I was thinking about the dude that was in the farm. You remember that dude?
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
The farm dude, man.
Who are you talking about?
The dude who was the farm dude here in California that people were dumping on. They said the dude couldn't do what he was going to do.
What did he do?
He was fasting. He was on a lot of fasts.
No,
I don't know who he's talking about.
Well,
I don't recall that.
He stood up for what he believed in.
And what was that?
All the farm stuff that he was talking about.
Oh, was he protecting farmers' rights or water rights?
Yeah,
or what was he
that's it, man. I think he was a boxer, too. The guy that No Huevos guy.
What?
I don't remember that. I really don't.
Man.
All right, well,
I guess my point is that I'm not sure why...
Who's the dude? Who's the farm dude?
Old McDonald, I don't know.
Oh, man, Old McDonald.
I really don't know who you're talking about.
All right, well, wrap up your call, sir. What was your other point? Is that it?
Well, I think that, he's going to an excellent school, and he should spend time at the physics lab or whatever he likes to do and enjoy it, because it's not going to last. Once you're out of college, you're going to be in the grind working and earning a living for yourself and your family. And
no huevos rancheros. He organized the United Farm Workers. I know, Roberto Duran.
It wasn't Roberto Duran. The United Farm Workers was Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, Cesar Chavez.
I never heard of him.
Oh, well.
Yeah. All right, thank you for your call.
Oscar De La Hoya, man, he's a great man. And they're gonna lose their ass. Trojans walk on their ass. Everyone sucks.
Have you got your lyric sheet?
I got it right here, man. I'm reading off the lyrics now. I hate the UCLA.
KFI Los Angeles, more stimulating talk radio.
Wasn't that the dude, the farm dude?
50.